Have you ever sensed that something was missing? Like a piece of your soul has been lost somewhere along the way, as if you were meant for something greater, something deeper, but you can't quite grasp what it is? Perhaps it's a feeling you've carried since childhood, a quiet knowing that the world you see isn't all there is, that beneath the surface of everyday life, behind the noise, distractions, and endless seeking, there is a truth waiting to be unveiled. A truth not outside of you, but within you. A truth you have known before, deep in your essence. Before the world told you who you should be. Before fear made you forget your power, your radiance, your purpose. You've always been enlightened. Not in the way books or teachers describe it. Not as a prize to be earned or a mountain to be conquered, but as your natural state, your true being, hidden beneath layers of conditioning, pain, and forgetting. And perhaps now something inside you is beginning to stir again. Maybe that quiet whisper has become a longing, a gentle pull back to yourself. And that's why you're here, not by accident, but because some part of you is ready to remember. This message is not here to teach you anything new. It's here to help you remember what has always been true, to reconnect with what you've never truly lost, to remind you that your spirit has always known the way, and that now in this very moment you are being called to return home to yourself. Not through effort, not through striving, but by simply listening, feeling, and allowing yourself to remember who you really are. So take a breath, slow down, release the outside world for a moment, and allow this space to be your mirror, your doorway, your invitation to come back to your soul. You've always been enlightened, and now it's time to finally remember. You're the illusion of separation. From the moment we are born into this world, we begin to absorb the beliefs, fears, and expectations of those around us. We learn quickly what is acceptable and what is not, what earns us love and what causes disapproval. We are taught to look outward for validation, safety, and meaning. And in that process, we slowly begin to forget the truth of who we are. We begin to believe that we are separate from others, separate from nature, separate even from our own spirit. This illusion of separation becomes the lens through which we experience life. We start to define ourselves by our roles, status, appearance, and achievements. And yet, no matter how much we accumulate, something inside often still feels empty, disconnected, unseen, and misunderstood. Because deep down, the soul longs not for more things, but for reunion, for oneness, for a return to the wholeness it once knew. The world around us constantly reinforces this illusion. We are taught to compete instead of connect, to fear differences instead of honor them, to judge instead of understand. We are led to believe that we are just individual minds inside fragile bodies, moving alone through a chaotic world, and so we build walls around our hearts. We wear masks to hide our pain. And we pretend that we are fine even when we feel utterly alone inside. But what if this idea of separation is the greatest lie we've ever believed? What if you are not separate from life but life itself? Not a drop in the ocean, but the entire ocean in a single drop? What if every person you've ever met, every experience you've had, every moment of pain or joy was part of a great unfolding, a mirror reflecting some part of your own soul back to you, inviting you to see yourself more clearly, to love more deeply, to awaken more fully? The trees do not question their belonging. The rivers do not rush to prove their worth. The stars do not compete to shine the brightest. They simply exist, fully connected to the whole, effortlessly expressing their nature. And you too are meant to live this way, to remember that you are not alone. You have never truly been alone. Even in your darkest hours, you have always been held by something greater, something sacred, something real. This illusion of separation is only that, an illusion. And the moment you begin to look beyond the roles, the stories, the labels, the moment you start to feel the stillness behind your thoughts, the presence behind your personality, you begin to remember. You begin to wake up. And what you discover is not something new, but something ancient, something familiar, a deep knowing that you are connected to everything and everything is connected to you. So allow yourself to soften, to question the belief that you are small or incomplete. Allow yourself to feel the truth that you are part of a vast and living universe, and that the same energy that moves the stars, that opens the flowers, that fills the oceans is the same energy that breathes within you. You are not separate from the divine. You are not separate from love. You are not separate from life itself. And as this truth begins to settle in your heart, you may find that the world starts to look different, softer, more alive. You may begin to see the sacred in the ordinary, the beauty in the broken, the connection in places you never thought to look, because the illusion is fading now. And what remains is the light of truth, the memory of unity and the quiet, powerful knowing that you have never been separate from anything, not for a single moment. You were born awake. When you first came into this world, you entered it with a sense of wonder and presence that is often lost as we grow older. You were born awake, not in the intellectual sense, but in a deep, soulful way that connected you to the world around you. Like a newborn baby gazing at the sky, feeling the warmth of the sun on their skin, hearing the gentle rhythm of a mother's heartbeat. This is the state of pure awareness, a natural state of being that you inhabited before the stories of separation and limitation began to settle in your mind. Children live in the moment fully, effortlessly, without worrying about the past or the future. Their eyes reflect the light of the universe, because they have not yet been burdened with the heavy beliefs that tell us who we are supposed to be, what we should fear, and what is impossible to change. In those early days, you knew yourself as pure consciousness, a spark of the divine, untainted by doubt or fear, and this awareness was your true nature, shining brightly beneath everything else. But as time passed, as the world around you began to shape your understanding, layers of conditioning slowly covered that light. Fears were planted, expectations built walls, and the noise of the outside world grew louder than the quiet voice within. It is not that you lost your true self, but that your attention was drawn away from it. Like a flame hidden beneath a blanket. The flame did not die. It simply waited for you to uncover it again. This awakening you are seeking is not a new gift or achievement. It is a return to what you have always been. Like a river flowing back to its source, the child inside you still remembers. That part of you that is innocent, free, and fully alive still exists beneath the layers of experience and identity. It is always present, patiently waiting for you to pause, to breathe, and to see beyond the surface of your daily life. Imagine for a moment the purity of that newborn's gaze, the complete trust they have in the world, the unspoken connection they feel to everything that is. This is the essence of being awake. It is not something to be found somewhere far away. It is right here within you, beneath the thoughts and worries, beneath the stories you tell yourself about who you are and what you can or cannot do. The challenge is not to become awake, but to remember that you never stopped being awake, to peel back the layers of doubt, pain, and confusion, to reveal the bright core of consciousness that has been with you since the beginning. It is like waking from a deep sleep and realizing that the dream was never real, that you have always been aware, watching, waiting, ready to come back home to yourself. So as you listen now, let yourself feel into that presence that never left, the presence that is curious, loving, and wise. Allow yourself to reconnect with the natural state of your being, the state of pure awareness that does not judge, does not struggle, but simply is. You were born awake, and now is the time to remember, to reclaim that truth, and to live from that place of clarity and peace once again. Ours pain is a sacred portal. Pain is something everyone experiences at some point in life. Whether it's emotional heartbreak, loss, disappointment, or deep inner struggle, it often feels unbearable, like a heavy weight pressing down on the heart. And in those moments, it's natural to want to run away, to numb the feeling, to distract yourself from the discomfort. But what if pain is not the enemy? What if it is actually a doorway, a portal that leads you back to your true self? When you allow yourself to feel pain fully, without resistance, without trying to fix it or escape it, something profound begins to happen. Pain has the power to break through the illusions we have built around ourselves, those walls of separation and denial that keep us trapped in loneliness and fear. It strips away the false layers and shows you what really matters. It forces you to confront your shadow, your hidden wounds. And in doing so, it creates space for healing and transformation. The pain you carry is not a punishment or a sign of failure. It is a sacred invitation, a guide pointing you toward deeper awareness and compassion. When you meet your pain with courage and kindness, you begin to understand that it holds wisdom. It teaches you about your limits and your strength, about the places where you need to grow and forgive. It connects you with your own humanity and the humanity of others in a way that nothing else can. Many spiritual teachers say that the greatest breakthroughs come after the greatest suffering, that through pain we awaken to the truth of who we are, beyond the temporary experiences of joy and sorrow. This does not mean you have to seek pain, but when it comes, you can choose to see it as a doorway rather than a dead end, as a teacher rather than a threat, as a sacred part of your journey rather than a curse. So next time you face pain, instead of turning away, invite yourself to lean in gently. Breathe into it. Feel it fully without fear. And trust that on the other side of this portal is healing, awakening, and a deeper connection to your true self. The pain is not the enemy, it is the path. And by walking through it with awareness, you will find yourself more whole, more alive, and more free than ever before. Remembering your true nature, deep within you lies a truth that has never been lost, a core essence that knows exactly who you are beyond all the stories, roles, and identities you have taken on throughout your life. This is the part of you that is eternal, untouched by time, pain, or circumstance, the pure consciousness that witnesses everything without judgment or attachment. And remembering who you are is about reconnecting with this unchanging presence that has always been with you. Life often pulls your attention outward, distracting you with noise and busyness, making it easy to forget the stillness within. But when you quiet your mind, even for a moment, and turn your awareness inward, you begin to catch glimpses of that truth. You begin to sense the vastness beyond your small self, the infinite well of love, peace, and wisdom that resides in the heart of your being. This remembering is not about acquiring new knowledge, but about peeling away the layers that have hidden your light. Each time you face challenges or moments of doubt, you have the opportunity to reconnect with this truth by simply pausing and asking yourself, who am I beneath all these thoughts and emotions? Who is the one observing this experience? And as you hold this question gently in your awareness, the answers come not in words, but in a deep knowing, a feeling of coming home, a sense of belonging to something much greater than the temporary ups and downs of life. Remembering who you are also means embracing your whole self, including the parts you may have rejected or tried to hide. Because your wholeness is found not by denying your shadows, but by shining light on them with compassion and acceptance. When you love yourself fully, without conditions or judgments, you align with your true nature. And this alignment creates a profound healing that ripples through every aspect of your life. This process of remembering is a journey, sometimes gentle and peaceful, other times challenging and intense. But every step brings you closer to living from your authentic self, from a place of freedom, joy, and inner peace. And the more you remember, the more you realize that you have never been separate from the divine source of all life, that your essence is pure consciousness, pure love, pure being, and that this truth is always available to you whenever you choose to connect with it. So now as you listen to these words, allow yourself to feel into that space within where your true self resides. Let go of the masks and roles. Release the fears and doubts, and simply be present with the knowing that you are already whole. You are already loved, and you are exactly who you were always meant to be. Remembering who you are is the greatest gift you can give yourself, and it is the key to living a life of peace, purpose, and profound spiritual freedom. It means you are already awakening. Awakening is not always a sudden, dramatic event. More often, it is a gradual unfolding, a gentle shift in awareness that begins to change how you see yourself in the world around you. You may not even realize it at first, but there are many signs that show you are already on the path to awakening, and recognizing these signs can bring reassurance and encouragement as you move forward on your spiritual journey. One of the first signs is a deepening sense of inner peace that arises even when life is challenging. You may find that the storms of emotions do not shake you as much as they used to, that beneath the surface of fear or anger, there is a calm presence observing everything without judgment. This inner stillness is a powerful indication that your true self is awakening, reminding you that you are more than your thoughts and feelings. Another sign is a growing sense of connection to everything around you. You begin to see beyond the illusion of separation and experience a profound unity with nature, other people, and the universe itself. This can show up as moments of awe when watching a sunset, feeling the breeze on your skin, or simply sensing the invisible threads that link all life together. This feeling of oneness helps dissolve feelings of loneliness and isolation and opens your heart to greater compassion and love. You might also notice an increased curiosity about the deeper questions of life, a desire to explore spirituality, meaning, and your purpose beyond material success or external achievements. This inner hunger is a sign that your soul is seeking to remember its origins and reconnect with the sacred. It often leads you to practices like meditation, mindfulness, or reading spiritual teachings, which nurture your awakening and help you deepen your understanding. Another common sign is a shift in priorities and values. You may find that things that once seemed important no longer hold the same weight. You start to value authenticity, kindness, and presence more than status or possessions. Relationships become more meaningful, and you feel drawn to live in alignment with your true self rather than following expectations imposed by society or others. This realignment is a clear marker of awakening. Finally, you may experience moments of insight or sudden clarity that reveal truths about yourself or life that you had never seen before. These awakenings often feel like pieces of a puzzle falling into place, bringing a sense of liberation and empowerment. They remind you that you have been awakening all along, even if you didn't recognize it, and that every step you take is part of a larger, beautiful process of remembering who you really are. As you notice these signs in yourself, allow them to inspire and encourage you. Trust that awakening is happening naturally within you, that it is a journey, not a destination, and that you are already walking the path toward greater spiritual freedom, peace, and joy. Knowing these signs helps you stay grounded and motivated as you continue to remember that you have always been enlightened, and you are simply awakening to that truth. Deepening your healing journey. Healing is a journey that unfolds gently when you create space for yourself to be fully present with whatever arises within you. Deepening your healing means going beyond surface-level comfort and allowing yourself to face the layers of your wounds with kindness and courage. It is about creating a safe inner environment where transformation can naturally take place. And this begins with cultivating awareness when you bring your attention to your thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations without judgment. You give yourself permission to feel and understand what needs to be healed. One powerful way to deepen healing is through mindfulness practices. By simply observing your inner experience moment by moment, you learn to respond rather than react to difficult feelings. This conscious presence softens resistance and opens the heart to compassion. As you practice mindfulness regularly, you begin to notice patterns and stories that no longer serve you, and this awareness is the first step to releasing them. Healing happens when you allow yourself to be seen and accepted fully, even the parts you might have wanted to hide or reject. Another essential element is self-compassion, treating yourself with the same kindness you would offer a dear friend. When pain arises, instead of criticizing or pushing it away, you acknowledge it gently and remind yourself that suffering is part of being human. Self-compassion creates a nurturing space where your inner child can feel safe, loved, and understood. And this nurturing helps to repair old wounds and build resilience. It teaches you that you are worthy of healing and peace exactly as you are right now. Engaging in healing also invites you to connect with your body, because emotional pain often shows up as tension or discomfort in physical form. Practices like deep breathing, gentle movement, yoga, or even just mindful walking help. You release stored trauma and reconnect with your body's natural flow. When you listen to your body's signals and honor its needs, you support your overall well-being and create a strong foundation for healing that integrates mind, body, and spirit. Finally, deepening healing means allowing yourself to seek support when needed, whether through therapy, energy healing, spiritual guidance, or community connection. Healing is not meant to be done alone. Sharing your journey with others who hold space for you can provide powerful encouragement and insight. It reminds you that you are part of a larger web of connection and that healing is possible and natural when you open your heart to receive help and love from others. As you commit to these practices, remember that healing is not a linear process, but a continuous unfolding, sometimes gentle and slow, other times intense and fast. But each moment you show up for yourself, you deepen your connection to your true essence. You invite more light into your life, and you move closer to the freedom and peace that have always been within you. Deepening healing is a beautiful act of self-love and spiritual awakening, and it is always available whenever you choose to embrace it. You are already enlightened. The most profound truth you can ever realize is that you are already enlightened. This enlightenment is not something you need to earn or achieve in the future. It is your natural state, your true essence that has been shining brightly within you all along, beyond all the doubts, fears, and stories you have believed about yourself. There is a radiant light that never fades, a pure awareness that is always awake and free, and remembering this is the key to living fully in peace and joy. Many people think enlightenment is a distant goal, something only a few can reach after years of spiritual practice or discipline. But the truth is that enlightenment is not about becoming something new or different. It is about uncovering what has always been there, like the sun behind the clouds. Your true nature is not separate from the world or from other people. It is the very essence of life itself, timeless and infinite. And when you recognize this, the illusions of limitation and separation begin to dissolve. You are already enlightened when you feel the presence of pure being within you. When you notice the space between your thoughts, the stillness beneath your emotions, and the vastness beyond your physical form, this presence is not dependent on external circumstances. It cannot be taken away or diminished by anything in the world. It simply is. And it has always been your true home, waiting for you to come back and rest in its embrace. Living with the awareness that you are already enlightened changes everything. It frees you from the pressure to fix or improve yourself constantly. It invites you to accept your humanity with all its imperfections and to love yourself unconditionally. Enlightenment is not about perfection, but about truth, about seeing yourself clearly and gently, about allowing your light to shine even in the darkest moments, and trusting that this light connects you to all that is. As you walk your path, remember that enlightenment is not a destination, but a constant awakening, a continual remembering that you are whole and complete, just as you are. Whenever doubts or fears arise, bring your attention back to this truth. Feel it in your heart and let it guide you to live with more presence, compassion, and freedom. You do not need to search outside of yourself, because the light of enlightenment is already within you, radiant, eternal, and ready to be remembered. Now, the truth of remembering. The most important thing to remember as we close this journey together is that you have never been lost. You have simply forgotten who you truly are. Forgetting is part of the human experience. It is a natural veil that covers your inner light for a time, but the light has never gone out. It has always been there, quietly waiting for you to remember, to awaken to the truth that you are whole, complete, and deeply loved exactly as you are. This forgetting can feel heavy or confusing, but it is not a failure or a punishment. It is an invitation, a gentle call to awaken from the illusion and return to your true self. Every experience, every challenge, and every moment of doubt is a stepping stone guiding you back to awareness. And now that you have listened deeply, you are beginning to remember again. This remembering is a powerful healing in itself, because it reconnects you to the endless peace and wisdom within. So whenever you feel disconnected or lost, remind yourself that this too is just forgetting, and that the real you is always present, always shining, always ready to embrace you with unconditional love and acceptance. You do not need to search or strive any longer. Simply allow yourself to come home to your own heart. Breathe into the knowing that you have always been enlightened. You just forgot for a moment. And now you are waking up again, beautifully, gently, and fully. Thank you for taking this time to listen and connect with your inner truth. If this message has touched your heart or sparked a new awareness, please consider sharing it with someone who might also benefit from remembering their own light. Your voice matters and helps build this loving community of awakening souls. Remember, you are never alone on this path, and together we can shine brighter and heal deeper every day. Take a deep breath now and carry this truth with you as you move forward, knowing you have always been enlightened and you always will be.